Hi, Garcia Gladiators. Today is Thursday, and I'd like to present what we're learning today in class. So today we're going to go over names, and you're going to do a fun activity where you find your superhero name. We are going to talk about Romeo and Juliet and her soliloquy, What's in a Name, and we're going to compare it to Sandra Cisneros' Esperanza's belief about names, and then you're going to research the meaning of your name. So does your name define who you are? Do you think it represents the real you? So you can, if you'd like to, this is just a little fun activity. You use the first initials of your first name, middle name, and last name to find your superhero name. So William Shakespeare is my favorite author, and he wrote a play called Romeo and Juliet. I'm sure you've heard of it. It is his most famous play. And in the play, Juliet is giving a speech to herself. So she is just kind of talking out loud about her thoughts. And she is in love with the enemy, the family who is their enemy, their only son, Romeo. And so you need to try to remember what a soliloquy is. It is a character in a play who is speaking out loud their thoughts and their feelings. And there might be characters listening. There's definitely the audience listening, but that character who is giving their thoughts out loud does not know that anyone is listening. They think they are talking out loud to themselves. And so I would like for you to come to Zoom so I can give you this fun rundown of the play. Otherwise, you can just skip that slide. But Juliet says, and I have a translation, and I'll just read the translation on the right side. She says, "Oh, Romeo, Romeo, why do you have to be Romeo? Forget about your father and change your name. Or else, if you won't change your name, just swear you love me and I'll stop being a Capulet." So a Capulet is her family name, her last name. It's only your name that's my enemy. You're still yourself if you stopped being a Montague. What's a Montague? And that's his last name. Anyway, it isn't a hand or a foot or an arm or a face or any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What does a name mean? The thing we call a rose would smell just as sweet if we called it by any other name. Romeo would be just as perfect if he wasn't called Romeo. Romeo, lose your name, trade in your name, which really has nothing to do with you, and take all of me in exchange. So Juliet feels that if you have a rose, would a rose not smell as sweet if we called it some random other name like pencil or washing machine? No, a rose would still smell as sweet. And so names do not determine who you are. They do not define you and your character. Do you agree with this? And so if we think back to Sandra Cisneros' My Name, Esperanza inherited her name from her great-grandmother. And do you think that she feels that her name might determine her future or the life that she's going to live? Do you agree or not? And so thinking about the meaning of names or the weight that a name might have, I would like for you to research your name. The origin of your name, you were to ask your parents how you got your name, and then you're going to fill out the name research in Schoology. So I'm going to show you where to go. If you go to Thursday folder, it says complete this first. So this is a JPEG that has questions, and so you can't write on this. And so you're going to do some research and write these answers on a sheet of paper as you are finding the answers. It's a coming. And I've given you a couple of websites for you to use, or you can just use Google. So the questions are, let's see. The first one I think is, here it is, who picked out your name? So you ask your family member how you got your name. Then you can ask them how they decided on your name, and is there maybe a story behind your name? You can research the popularity ranking of your name, and you could do it what the popularity ranking is of today, maybe when you were born. Or for instance, my name, it has a Greek origin, which brings us to the next question. I am not Greek or have originated from Greece, but that's where my name originated from. And so my name was very popular way in the past. And so you can write down the ranking at any time in the past. So does your name have any cultural meaning? So, and a fun question is, what would you have been named if you were the opposite of who you are, a boy or a girl? Or maybe there was a list of names that they were choosing from. Does your family call you by any nicknames, and how did you get that nickname? What do you like about your name? What did you learn? Did you learn anything else you'd like to share? And so here are these websites: Behind the Name website, Think Baby Names, Babynology, and Nameberry. And so you can try looking at those websites to get some of these answers. When you write these answers on your own paper, you are going to go fill them in this assignment here. This My Name Research Fill in Answers here. So you click on that and you fill in all the answers to the questions that is asked. The very last question is going to be a paragraph. And so I really want you to use proper grammar and conventions in this paragraph and make this paragraph well developed. And so the question is, do you believe names define who you are, why, or will not? Explain in detail, please. So that's it for today. I hope you have fun researching your name and you learn a little bit about you. I hope that you have maybe thought about whether you feel your name is going to affect your future, or do you think it's just something that you identify with? So have a good day, gladiators.